Hello, Maverick traders. Welcome out to your market roundup, July 7th. Hope you had a nice extended weekend. We're going to take you through meaningful news of the day. We're going to talk about what sectors are heating up, which ones are cooling off. We've got some bullish ideas, we've got some bearish ideas. There's opportunity out there. Let's find it.
All trades and analysis in this video are for professional traders only. This video has been released to the public after a delay required by our compliance department. Maverick traders receive this market recap immediately, along with real-time trading support and resources. Maverick Trading is a proprietary trading firm that backs professional stock and options traders with firm capital. Our traders keep 70 to 80% of the profits they generate. If you're ready to become a professional trader, click the apply link in the video description below. Let's break down what happened in the markets today.
Markets came in a little bit weaker as there was some tariff news. So the Dow, S&P, Nasdaq, Russell all down around 1% or more. Oil actually started the day kind of stumbling. The OPEC plus nations agreed to more production. Generally speaking, you increase the production of oil, it takes oil prices down. I was actually quite impressed by oil's recovery and 1.5% higher. On the daily news, Trump announces steep tariffs on 5 more countries. This has been going on, the tit for tat, and these countries, Japan, South Korea, Malaysia, so forth, are certainly expecting the banter back and forth. I think the market is anticipating that it's negotiating tactics, that the worst case scenarios for tariffs won't play out. That's been the way that the market's been positioned, but we shall see. Tesla stock fell sharply, down 7% today. This has Elon Musk announcing a new party being formed, and that suggests that further escalation in his fight against President Trump. Advanced decline line, 77% of stocks, so the majority of the market falling today, and the 50-period moving average remains the same as last week, about 3/4 of all stocks in an upward trend. Now, if we look at the broader markets, the S&P here has broken out to new all-time highs and looks pretty good. A couple of things that could transpire. One would be the most healthy sign. The market just kind of chops around here, consolidates, rests, and that would be very bullish. Scenario number 2, you actually slice right back below with big, ugly, maybe I should do red colors, big, ugly, bearish reversal. And that would suggest that this was a little false breakout. Now, there's a saying in the markets, from false moves come fast moves. The more I trade, the longer I've traded, the more I've traded on the back of what I perceive to be a false breakout or a false breakdown. So if this is signaled to be a false breakdown, you should get a fast move on the other side of this. Now, I'm not suggesting that's likely, but something to watch for, something to analyze if that were to evolve. This is a chart of the dollar index, and it's been a big story of 2025. From where the dollar started this year to where it is now in value is a massive drop. The furthest drop in 6 months to start a year in 40, 50 years. I mean, this is historic in terms of how much the dollar has declined. The dollar starting to bounce a little bit here recently, and we shall see if it has any legs. But the dollar weakness is further fueling the desire for people to be in stocks. Basically, the idea that your dollar stretches less and less, buys fewer goods and services. You want to be in assets that appreciate in value. So it's been a big part of the 2025 story and why the equity markets have recovered the way they have. As we said, Tesla fell sharply on the news. Palantir, Uber, there's some little pockets of strength, but for the most part, you're going to see more in the red here than in the green on a day like today. Now, as we look at possible candidates, we've got an equal number of bulls and bears, and I think these are some really interesting candidates. We'll start with a couple of bullish charts. McKesson, here you've been consolidating for the past couple of months, and you can see a series of higher lows, equal highs, and just starting to get that upward push and that upward momentum. It's sort of a defensive type of name, a consumer staple, nothing that's too exciting. It tends to move a little slower, more methodically, but ultimately looks stronger. If you want a little higher beta, and maybe the best looking chart in the market today is Uber. You have consolidated a little mini cup. I didn't draw that very well. A little mini, sometimes it's better if I do it in dashes, cup and handle-like pattern. The breakout today, and the breakout was on higher volume as it had been declining. Just a classic breakout chart. So Uber, I think, has its sights set, and probably sooner rather than later, to go up and touch $100 per share, a big psychological number up above. So the Uber chart has been one of the better looking charts. Now, on the downside, we've got Alibaba. And sometimes there's charts that could go either way. You get to what I would refer to as an inflection point, right? How do we respond to the inflection point? Well, this is the uptrend line, that's the downtrend line. It's been consolidating and going nowhere. How it reacted was it broke down, it broke through. And from there, you know that the path of least resistance is further downside. So Alibaba, BABA looks like more of a bearish candidate going forward. It has broken out of the range to the downside. I think Tesla is something similar. Notice a series of higher lows, a series of lower highs. This prior low, which responded and bounced, has now been broken. So today is the official break below the trend line, the prior swing low, etc., etc. And usually what follows is further selling. Where there's fuel, there's smoke, there's fire, as they say. That should continue to push this stock lower. So Tesla certainly a higher beta name, but TSLA looks like we might just be breaking down. We certainly have a confirmed break of the prior swing low and that trend line. So one would anticipate more follow through. The market trend overall remains up. We don't have a lot on tap this week, scheduled wise anyway. There will continue to be tariff news, but FOMC meeting minutes on Wednesday, that's not usually a major market mover. We're very light on earnings, ConAgra, Delta, but nothing too big. Next week we'll have a lot more that way, so it's a quiet week on the economics and the earnings side. It's more of just what politically comes out and how do things trade technically. That's going to be how this week shapes up. Hope you enjoyed today's market roundup. Have a great week, everyone. We'll see you next time.